Okay, my mom just talked about the 4 concepts to master and following up, but what about any questions or objections that come up? How do you handle those? Okay, so there's 3 main categories that I want to get into that are all these objections or questions that'll come through. But before I get into it, I want to talk about some best practices in how to handle these types of questions and objections, okay? The first one is just have a foundation, no matter what, of empathy, okay? A good way to do this is the feel, felt, found principle. Hey, I know how you feel, I felt the same way, and this is what I found, okay? It's a really great way in any types of other sales things or just ways to like empathize and kind of relate to somebody, to use that type of principle, okay? The second one is always agreeing with the customer, always agreeing with the prospect. And the reason for this is if they come back with a question or objection and you kind of fight them with it, what's going to happen? Their defenses are going to come up, they're going to get a little frustrated, okay? I'll give you some examples of what that means with this, okay? So the third one is the importance of fact finding. Okay, so if you're looking into something, like honestly, like a business, especially if you want to start making money, aren't you going to have questions? Aren't you going to have objections? Are you going to have maybe little things that you want to figure out? Of course. So it's just about uncovering some of those things and some of those holes. And if they have an objection, it's just an opportunity. Think of these questions and objections as opportunities to educate them into knowing more about paparazzi and getting them closer and closer to the next exposure. Okay, that much closer into signing up. And the fourth one is just assume the next exposure, assume the sale, just assume it, okay? People can feel that. So as I get into these 3 categories and some of these questions, don't worry, we've got scripting and some of these ways to how to handle some of the things that I might not get to, or the things that I do get to in the scripting tool that we have, okay? So don't worry. Okay, so the 3 main categories that we're gonna get into with questions, objections, is the first is the product and service. So the question here is basically this internal thing that people are gonna see is, does this product or service really say that it's going to say that it's going to say that what it's going to do. So for an example, is paparazzi really going to make me money? Will this jewelry really make me money? If I go to McDonald's, will they really give me my food on time? Okay. The second one that they're gonna see is internal. So what are some? Do I believe that I can actually do this on my own? Okay, I might believe that paparazzi or MLMs actually do, or direct sales actually do what they say they're going to do, but do I believe I can actually do what I'm going to run this business on my own? Okay, and the third one is external. Okay, and I'm going to break into each one of these real quick, but the third one is external. Okay, do I have the resources to make this work? Do I have the time, the resources, the time, the support, or the money to do this? Okay, so in the first one, do I believe that this product or service, do I believe that paparazzi or MLM is actually going to say that it's going to do? So a lot of questions that people have is like, is this an MLM? Is this a pyramid scheme? Is this a Ponzi scheme? Is this an MLM company? Oh, I'm not interested. I heard MLMs are bad. Okay, so some ways how to approach some of these things, like, oh, I've heard MLMs are bad. Oh, hey, guess what? I know how you feel. I felt the same way, and what I found is one of the ways to do this. Or fact finding. Hey, I can see why you felt that way. Guess what? Like, there's plenty of other MLMs or like Ponzi schemes that get tied in with MLMs and know why. Or guess what? Hey, there must be a story why you think they're bad. Tell me about that. Fact finding. Just ask them questions. Figure out. Okay. Don't just be curious, not judgmental here. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Okay. Some limiting beliefs in yourself is just like, hey, I don't want to be a salesman. Hey, you know what? I know how you feel. I felt the same way, and what I found is I'm just really a storyteller, really. Or guess what? I don't feel like a salesman. Hey, why do you tell me about that? Keep just asking questions, okay? And hey, I feel the same way. I don't want to feel like a car salesman. I don't want to feel pushy and salesy to my friends or my family or someone that I just met off the street. But what I felt is I'm just talking to them. Like, for an example, if you go to some restaurant and you just found like it was the best service or something, what are you going to do? You're immediately going to go tell your friends and tell them how awesome this experience was. Same sort of thing. You're excited about this product and you're just telling people about it. You don't have to feel like a salesperson, okay? And the third one is I don't feel like I have the money, I don't have the time, I don't have the support, okay? So, hey, guess what? Here's a perfect way how to, hey, I know how you feel. I felt the same way. And what I found is you can only get started for $99. Hey, tell me why. Hey, you don't have the support. Hey, we can give you a bunch of support here. Okay. So we have a lot of scripting for these different types of questions and objections into the scripting tool, but hopefully this was helpful. And remember, always love your life.